Okay, Blades and Bladettes, this is the Lev Report, brought to you by Tom Levick. Hello. This is my first review of a United game that I've ever done, so like all your comments, like to see what I could do and what I could do, what I've done right and what I could do better. It's the first game that I've been to since that wonderful, wonderful day at Ipswich in April. And I've got to admit, it was a fabulous, fabulous day. The faithful at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane really rose to the occasion. The noise was fabulous. 30,000 people filled the stadium, and it was wonderful to see. You had your team news there at the time. He kept the same squad as before from what happened at Bournemouth. Sharp stayed on the bench. Fleck started in the midfield with Norwood and Lundstrom. Lundstrom seems to have had his Weetabix. Really has seemed to have had his Weetabix after his pre-season shenanigans. Palace came into this. They started Zaha after his little spat over the transfer window, and boy did it show how much it has affected him. The back line there all marshalled him superbly, and you could tell just by the time he started squaring off to Wilder, and we were all shouting, "Wilder, knock him out," that he wasn't happy. He wasn't like the way that things were going on that pitch at all. First half was pretty quiet. Benteke had the first shot on target. Very easily saved there at his near post by Henderson. But in general, he just seemed to fall over all the time, and David Coote did not pick up on this. United have got to be wary on this. This is going to happen a lot in the league this year. United gradually got their way into it. Fleck came off injured. It was a shame. Hopefully we will be alright from what we hear. His hamstring has pulled a little bit, but it should be alright for this weekend at Leicester. Freeman came on, and boy, is he made for this league. He was flying around the place. His balls were being sprayed around across the park. He let go, especially when it came to Robinson's first chance. He managed to get that straight out to him. Although the finish was lacking, it was very interesting to see. Lundstrom brought his way into there. He dispossessed the centre back at the top of the D, and managed to get a cross in which McGoldrick should have finished better. We know McGoldrick isn't just a goal scorer. His work rate is phenomenal, but he should have done better. The goal was gaping open. He could have fired anywhere, and it would have gone in past Coelia. Otherwise, it came to the first half, and everyone was quite happy. You know, we'd played against a Premier League team. It had worked. We had kept it going. But then we came out the blocks racing in the second half. Freeman did it again. Lovely little touch to come inside the defender, and brought a save out of Aguila, which he only managed to part. Robinson did his part there. He left it and let Lundstrom lash it into the top right-hand corner. 1-0 United. Wonderful start. Wonderful start to the second half. Palace came further and further into the game, but you could tell that they were getting a bit annoyed as the game went on. Midfield was superbly marshalled by Ollie Norwood. He has really taken his opportunity to finally play in the Premier League after so many missed opportunities with Fulham, Brighton, etc. And I think Wilder's just going to let him run with it and let him go. When Sharp's not on the pitch, he will be a fabulous club captain. He is already, but he will be a fabulous captain. United pushed forward. We tried to get more. Out of the game. O'Connell headed close at the near post after Basham's looping out, and McBurney nearly added to that, heading onto the roof of the net. Now, I was impressed by him. I couldn't remember him that much from last season, but what I could see, once he gets moving for a big lad. He's a very gangly bugger, but once he gets moving, he gets bloody moving. Townsend managed to bring out the only real worthwhile save for Henderson in the second half. Lovely shot on his left foot, which he managed to palm away. But otherwise, it was fine where it is. You had quite a few stoppages there. You had about 7 minutes. VAR did not come into play here. It wasn't used at all, which was very interesting to see compared to what we've seen during the weekend, especially at the City of Manchester Stadium, and what we saw last night with Wolves and with Wolves and Man United with the penalty. So, I think we're up to a good start. It's up to a good start. 4 points from 6. Quite happy with that to begin with. We could have expected a heck of a lot worse. But it remains to be seen what happens when we come across Leicester, who have got top 6 ambitions this year. They're looking to really push it out, especially with the amount of money we spent with players like Tielemans. and we'll see what happens coming on from there. Other news this week: Baldock has just signed his new 3-year deal, which hopefully should put bed to rumours of Celtic making a move for him. And I think we're in a really good position. He's keeping his spine of the squad that was there before. He's learned. Wilder is learning to do what he needs to do in order to keep United in the league. He's looked at previous matches. Eddie Howe did exactly the same thing. He kept the basis of what this club is. There is a spine there for the future, and if you can keep the basis momentum there for the future without just adding to it, it's going to be all right. I mean, you had those substitutions today. We finally saw Jagielka. I know it was for a couple of minutes, but they got him back on. He's going to prove more of an influence as time goes on. So we'll see what happens in the future reference. This is the Lev Report signing off. Nice picture of the Scarborough in the background. By the way, he has got a Mr. Joe Scarborough here has got a exhibition at the Western Park Museum for the next couple of months. If you happen to be in Sheffield, it's worth a look. It's social history, but not only that, it features a lot of clubs from around the country. His pictures, most prominently us, and those ones in South Barnsley. All right, this is the Red and White Wizard. Lev Report. Take care.